everybody, it's Emily from ARG Schooling, and I'm going to go ahead and do my Christmas haul because it's Christmas! We just kind of have wound down this morning. We had our crazy wild Christmas extravaganza, and now we're kind of all just in our separate parts of the house relaxing. So I just wanted to share with you guys what I got. I got a lot of books. Are you surprised? So I'm just going to start with the books to show you what I got. Oh, so I got a bunch of graphic novels. I was really excited. You guys know I love Joe Hill, and I've read all of his novels, but I haven't read his graphic novels. So I have the whole box set of Lock and Key. I don't know a lot about this series, but there's 6 graphic novels, and I can't give you a synopsis, unfortunately, because I don't know enough about it, but I want to say it has something to do with discovering another world. I'm not sure, but I'm looking forward to getting into this. I'm excited. I also got a couple more graphic novels. I got the first Fables, which is like a fairy tale world, but it's a mystery series, and it's about fairy tale characters, but it's sort of a grown-up version, so this is not something you would want to hand to a child. But I'm excited because these look really cool, and I've been eyeing this for forever, so I finally have it, so I can start that series. I got the first 4 volumes of Kill Shakespeare, which I am so excited about this series. This is another long-running graphic novel series where it's the characters from Shakespeare. And it says on the back, this dark take on the bard pits his greatest heroes, Hamlet, Juliet, Othello, Falstaff, against his most menacing villains, Richard III, Lady Macbeth, Iago, in an epic adventure to find and kill a reclusive wizard named William Shakespeare. So, if you like Shakespeare, then I hear that this is like what you want to read. So if you read a lot of Shakespeare, if you're a fan of Shakespeare, then this is probably something you'd like to check out. So I'm very excited about those. I also got a whole bunch of novels. So I'm going to show you this one first because it's the coolest. So I've already read this book, Nosferatu by Joe Hill, but I didn't own it. I borrowed it from the library. I want to say I read it on my e-reader, actually, on my Kindle. So I just got this, but my husband got this for me because he found a signed copy, and I'll show you. Isn't that cool? So now I have another signed Joe Hill novel to go with The Fireman that I got signed at the book signing. And this book by Joe Hill is actually really, really good. About a girl who discovers she has this ability to kind of transport to other places via her bicycle, and she can go across this bridge sometimes, and it takes her to a place she wants to go. But one day when she crosses the bridge, she runs into this guy who is the villain of the story, and he kidnaps her, and she is able to escape because she too can cross over to different times and different places. And so she escapes, and she's one of the only ones to ever escape him. And the story is about her as an adult and her son who gets kidnapped by this guy and how she rescues him. And it's I loved it. It was such a good story. I highly recommend it. Joe Hill is amazing. Then I got And I Darken by Kirsten White. I was intrigued about this book. It is YA. I got several YA books this year, actually. It is YA, but it's a gender swap retelling of the historical story of Vlad the Impaler, or the original Dracula. And I was just super intrigued. I have not read a lot that takes place in this time period. I've always been kind of like not obsessed, just really, really intrigued with Transylvania and Romania and all of that whole part of the world. I just find it fascinating. So I was excited when I saw this came out. I've been wanting to read it, and I hear it's good, so I'm excited to get to that. I also, finally, I feel like I'm the last person on BookTube to have these, but I now have Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I read the first of the Grisha trilogy like 3 years ago, I think, and I really liked it, but I just have never gotten around to reading the rest of it. I own it. I have the books, so one day I'm going to read those, but I hear that you don't have to have read those to read these, so I don't know. I might just read these first. I don't know what will happen. We'll see. But I'm excited because I have been just like eyeing these, and they're just gorgeous books anyway. Like, look how pretty that is. Like, it was funny, it was wrapped together, so as soon as I opened the paper and I saw that, I just saw the corner of the two books, I was like, I know what that is. So I'm excited for these. And my daughter's already like, I'm going to read those too. She's going to end up stealing half of my books. This next book I'm really excited about because I've been anticipating it for a while, and I almost pre-ordered it for myself, but then I was like, no, it's almost Christmas. Just put it on your list and see what happens. And I got it. And that's Skype by Neal Shusterman. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know I really liked The Unwind. And that was by Neal Shusterman, and I've been wanting to read other works of his, and he's got a lot of books, actually. I was surprised when I saw the inside flap where it talks about all the different books he's written. There's a lot. So I was excited when I heard the premise of this book. This is basically a world in which everything is perfect. Nobody dies, there's no more illness, there's no more war. Everyone lives in this perfect utopian society. But there are people called scythes who are basically, they play the role of death, and they come and they end lives to prevent overpopulation. And there's two characters who are learning how to become a scythe. They're apprenticed to one, and they have to learn what that entails. And it just sounds really, really intriguing and really interesting, and I'm very excited. And this is the first in a projected series, but I don't know how many there are going to be. I don't know. When I know that information, I will share it. But I think that this is going to be really good. If it's anywhere near as well written as Unwind, it's going to be awesome. And I have another book, and actually I have two. They kind of go together. Ooh. They kind of go together, but not really. They've both been on my list for at least 2, possibly 3 years, and I finally have them, and I'm really excited. So this is the Joss Whedon biography by Amy Pascal, and it is forwarded by Nathan Fillion, and I hear this is like amazing, and it's Joss Whedon. What can I say? You guys know. You know how much I love Joss Whedon. I'm so excited to read this. I'm excited. I might cry, but I'm very excited. And my daughter is also like, can I read it too? And I was like, not until I read it, because it's mine. So I'm excited to read that. And I also got, finally, The Cabin in the Woods Visual Companion, and oh my gosh, this is so pretty. This book is awesome. I would flip through for you, but spoilers. If you've never seen Cabin in the Woods, I just go see it. You need to watch it. If you are a fan of horror, then you are going to like this movie. It's brilliant. It's got, I can't even talk about it without spoiling it, because this is one of those movies you have to see not knowing anything. And I love the movie. I own it. I've seen it several times, and I've been wanting to get my hands on the visual guide because it's just, there's so many things. There's so many things that happen in the movie that I'm like, I want to see that better. I want to know more. So I'm excited that I have that. I also have Lost Gods, a novel by Brom. I have never read anything by Brom before. I hear his books are phenomenal, and I don't know enough to tell you more than that. This book in particular is his newest, I think. So this book in particular is about a man who dies, actually. I want to say, yeah, he's just been released from jail. He's excited to go home to his wife and his child and start a new life, and then he dies. I want to say he's murdered, possibly. Yes. So he is killed, and then he has to go through all the levels of purgatory and hell and all of that to save his wife and his child. And it's just, it sounds really cool and really interesting, and there's illustrations in here, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to read his books, because he's known for his illustrations. And I know of course I can't find one, Come on, people. Show me a painting. And this one in particular is a lot of demons and, you know, terribly monstrous things because that's what the story's about. But I believe he writes mainly horror. Okay, so here's a good example of some of the illustrations in this book, and they're gorgeous. They're very pretty. Creepy, but pretty. So I'm looking forward to getting to this. And there's the picture on the back is also really creepy. Okay, so that one is exciting. This next one, actually, this one was kind of a jokey book. This next book is kind of a jokey gag gift. I saw on a list of really weird books a while back this book, and if there are children nearby who can read, send them away for a second, because these next two books are a little bit scandalous, if you will. So I saw this book. I'm not even going to say it, because, you know. Anyway, if you know my husband at all, he has a very foul mouth, and he loves sharks. He's obsessed with sharks, and he likes to curse. You know, he swears. What are you going to do? So I saw the title of the book, and I was like, that is hysterical. And I showed it to him. I wasn't even thinking about it as a gift. And I showed it to him, and I'm like, isn't that hilarious? And then, of course, he goes on this little rabbit trail looking it up. And he finds another book, and then he says he's going to get it for me. So, of course, then I'm like, oh, well, I'm going to buy him the book. So I bought him the silly book, which I don't know if he's going to read it or not, but I only bought it for the title. And then he bought me this one. And there's glare. There you go. He bought me this one. So, again, I don't know if I'm going to read it or not. It looks pretty silly. Of course I'm going to read it. I'm probably going to read it at some time, but I'm not expecting it to be any great work of literature. They're kind of silly. But anyway, I thought that was funny. And then finally, I think, yeah, this is the last book in my pile. I got Worlds of Ink and Shadow by Lena Coakley. And this is a YA about the Bronte sisters. And I love Jane Eyre. I really enjoyed Wuthering Heights. I think I'm one of the few people who actually liked Wuthering Heights. And so I'm very interested in reading this. And it just sounds interesting. It's all about them and their life, and it's kind of like written as a fantasy. I don't know that much about it beyond that it's about the Bronte sisters, and really that's all I needed. But it looks really good. I'm excited to read this. And I also got a Tea Fury, because I love me some Tea Furies. And this one, I actually pointed this one out to my husband like months ago and said, if you were thinking of getting me a Tea Fury, you might want to get me this one. Because I don't know how well you guys can see that. Isn't that gorgeous? If you don't know what that is, that's Labyrinth. It's a Jim Henson movie, and I love it. It's one of my favorite movies. And it's David Bowie. It's amazing. If you've never seen it, please do. You will thank me later. It's amazing. And then he got me this one that's kind of a silly, it's oversized, so it's probably like something I'll sleep in. But it just says, zombies eat brains. Don't worry, you're safe. And then I also got a whole bunch of blinds, which I might do another video to open them all, because I don't know how many I have. They're all Harry Potter and Game of Thrones. I also got this really cute bookmark. Isn't that cute? So I got a new bookmark, because you can never have too many bookmarks. I already own the first 3 seasons of Game of Thrones on Blu-ray, and then we just stopped getting them for some reason. I don't even know why. But I just got the Season 4 Blu-ray, which comes with this little thing. I don't know what that is. I kind of need to open this and figure that out. I might have a cool little thing to put on my bookshelves. I don't know. But it says, I am the sword in the darkness. I am the watcher on the wall. So it's Night Watch something. It looks cool. And then I got the 5th season on Blu-ray, as well as the 6th season. So now I have all of them. I can have a marathon. When will I ever have time for that? I don't know. But if I wanted to, I could. And in my stocking, I got new pens, because I go through pens like crazy. And these are zombies. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard to see. Oh, there it goes. I think you can see it now. So, cute little zombie pens. But that is basically my Christmas, I think. I feel like I'm missing something. I also got some slippers and that kind of stuff. Nothing terribly exciting to show you. But that's my Christmas. So I hope you guys had an awesome holiday if you celebrate Christmas. If you celebrate Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah. It's also Hanukkah right now, which is weird because usually they're not at the same time. But my dad's going to be in town tomorrow, so sometime early this week I'm going to be making potato latkes because I may not celebrate Hanukkah anymore, but I do eat some potato latkes because they're delicious. So I will see you guys soon in another video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys liked it, and I will see you guys next time. Happy reading. Bye!